My name is Sunday Lawal, your life, business, and logistics coach. Very quickly, I will take you through three key psychological processes. I've written them down on board. How these can help to improve your life and your business. Now, the first one is habituation. The second psychological process is mere exposure effect. And the third psychological process is what we call the optimal level of exposure. Now, the first one, arbitration. What is arbitration? Arbitration is a psychological process whereby your exposure to a stimulus in the sense that smell, sound, over time tend to lead to a decrease in response of that particular stimulus and its effects. Let's say, for example, if you are living in a locality or you have lived in a locality before where there's a sound, a lot of sound, a lot of noise. So because you have stayed there over time and you have exposed to that particular sound, you tend not to pay attention to it again because you've responded to that stimulus and it does not have any effect on you. There's a locality, there's an area in Alimosho around the Igondo and the Ikotu. Those who are living there, it's a place they call Bola, and that Bola, those who are living there resonate with this story. It's a dumping ground for waste. So those who are living in that locality, they've got used to that stimulus, and over time, they don't perceive the smell anymore. So if you are passing it for the first time, can't even stay there for a minute because you'll be very eager to leave because it's a foul smell. For those who have been there because of the process, what we call arbitration, they've gotten used to it and doesn't look as if it's affecting them anymore. That's arbitration. Now let's go to the psychological process called mere exposure effect. Now, what is mere exposure effect? Simply means that you have a preference for something because you have gotten familiar with that thing over and over again. Now, let me cite this example. I told someone, if you have a friend that has been with you since age 2 of your life to age 20, and a brother or a sister, based on your parent validation, comes after 20 years, there was no contact whatsoever, never seen that brother or sister before anywhere in your life. The person was just brought to you and said, "This is your sister." But you have not gotten used to him or her yet. But your friend that you have gotten used from age 2 to age 20, definitely that one will get your attention more than your brother because that is you have been familiar with that person over time. That's what they call the psychological process called the mere exposure effect. Now to the last psychological process we're looking at, it's a science. It is called the optimal level of exposure. Now it is a midpoint where something that is introduced anew gains your attention and your liking. And that same thing is old enough based on familiarity to still retain your likeness, your attention because of exposure. Now, you don't get bored, you don't get irritated. It doesn't bring what they call monotony. That's what they call a level, the optimal level of exposure. That means that particular product or that particular thing has reached a level of exposure that over the years it still retains your attention and still retains your attention. That's what we call optimal level of exposure. Now, how can this help you in your business? Now, let me just give you a real life scenario. That is, if you look at the music industry, the musician, they understand this very well, and that is why when they release a song, they tend to do a remix of that song. The song comes new, it hits the market, and it becomes old enough to still get the attention of the people because it is being released over and over again. It is just to prevent what we call boredom and to prevent the shared market, the audience, not to take off their attention from that particular song. Now, how can you use this in life and business? In life, if you look at these three psychological process, one thing is common. It is exposure. That is very common. Exposure. Being there over and over again. So in life, if you must improve in life, if you must be successful in life, if you must achieve your goals in life, that means you need to stay consistent over and over again. You need to be there. You need to be seen. Consistency drive mastery. Mastery brings about what they call improvement. That is how you can actually use this psychological process to enhance life improvement. And how can you use it to enhance business improvement? If you're a business owner or a professional, that is to say, whatever products that you are selling, whatever service that you are rendering needs to be at the front of the customers, existing consumer, potential customer, again and again and again and again. They get familiar to it and to the point that whether you like it or not, psychologically, the brain has been reprogrammed that this has been brought to your attention and you need to either subscribe to that product or you subscribe to that what to their service. So that is how you can use this three psychological process to actually improve your life and your business. To be saying, to be saying that if you know better, you watch, you will do better. Like this video, subscribe. See you in the next video.